السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد. طيب. Also, I should mention the other hand. يعني والله some people I don't know them. I went there to Mecca. Some people they are following the Instagram. Said, Sheikh, we are also Indian people. We are in Mecca. We like to meet you. They came meeting me, giving me a gift. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. Most of people, Alhamdulillah, most of people appreciate and very nice. And a few, I will not say bad, but they misunderstand or they have their own problems. Alhamdulillah. This is grace from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You go there. Wallah, I went there. I met people. This is the first time. But mashallah, as if you met them for years. You lived with them for years. Maybe you know. I post this in the Instagram. Dr. Najil Arfaj. He has mashallah a nice project about Islam. اللي هو discover its beauty. Discover its beauty. Yes, Dr. Najil Arfaj. Okay, he's a Saudi doctor.
He's having a series, right?
Series. Yes, it is. I think website. Writing about Islam, giving da'wah, and he's a Saudi working something in UK, and also subhanallah, maybe you know Al-Qari Umar Al-Qasim. This is first time. That's subhanallah. So alhamdulillah, most of the time it is positive. Alhamdulillah. طيب. Because people ask about the zakah, many questions about the zakah, and they repeat the same questions every year. This is very important, the zakah. So number one, what I like to mention, I will not go and explain the book of zakah because I think we explained this a few weeks back. صح? Or I forgot wallah. When? Yes, which book? Okay. You need to repeat this. So the first point I like to mention, the zakah is not related with Ramadan. Okay, you notice many people, they ask about the zakah and Ramadan. Zakah is not related with Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not tell us to pay your zakah in Ramadan. This is the first point. When should we pay the zakah? After one Arabic year. You should not delay. This is haram to delay. Okay, so you should be careful. If your zakah, for example, in Rajab. Rajab, which month? It is the seventh month. Seventh Ramadan? Ninth. Okay, so your zakah should be in Rajab. You should pay it in Rajab. You should not delay. No, wallah, Sheikh, I like to delay and to keep it in Ramadan because it is a blessed month and this. Habiba, this is haram to delay the zakah 2 months. This is haram. But the opposite, okay. What do I mean the opposite? If your zakah should be in Shawwal. Shawwal which month? 10th. So you like to give it in Ramadan. Is it allowed? Yes. To give it in advance, this is allowed. But to delay, no, this is haram. This is haram. طيب, so the issue of zakah is not related with Ramadan. Wallah, I like to give my zakah in Ramadan. If it is in advance, okay. But if it is late, you will delay 1 month, 2 months, this is not allowed. And also, we should make people happy. I mean the poor people happy during the year. خلاص, your zakah in Dhul Qa'dah, keep it in Dhul Qa'dah. Your zakah in Safar. In Ramadan, give the charity, the optional charity. Give it twice, give thrice. Why are you giving only one time? طيب, so give in Ramadan and also give on time your zakah. طيب, but when you can't delay, some scholars mention some exceptions when you can delay your zakah. Okay, what does it mean delay your zakah? Because I think people need this issue. For example, I'm giving my zakah in any month. So let's say my zakah should be in 15th of Ramadan. How much I calculate my zakah? My zakah 200 KD. And every year I give X. There is a person, X. He's my relative, my cousin. Okay, and he is eligible. He's very poor, khalas. So he said, I am coming in Shawwal. I'm coming Shawwal because of Corona, because of vaccine, because of this, that, this. He said, I will come Shawwal. So can I delay? My zakah should be now, 15th of Ramadan. They say, yes, if you used to give someone, or if you like to give someone from your relatives, but because of some issue, maybe he is in the jail, he is in quarantine, he is stuck in some place and you cannot transfer the money, you can wait maybe, let's say in Shawwal, so you'll wait only 2 weeks. So this is something okay. So they say it's okay to delay if you have like this reason. But otherwise you should not delay. You should not delay your zakah. طيب. Also one of the points I mentioned, when we mentioned the zakah should be after 1 year, it is the Arabic year. But some scholars say, it is difficult now for the big companies when you speak about millions. صح? Okay, how you can do it in the Arabic year? Because they're what do they do every year? What do they call it? Fiscal? Okay, they do it in January or December. So it is related. So some scholars say they should add percent, maybe like 2% or something, 0.00%. Why? Because it is very difficult for them to give the zakah according to the Arabic year. Some scholars say this is also, we can do it exception because it is difficult. So they should add not 2.5. There is a calculation for that. And also every year it will be different, صح? Because every year you should subtract 11 days. Okay, so they should know the exact time in Arabic. So it is khalas, it is 15th of Shawwal. So 15th Shawwal this year will be in May. Next year in May. Next year it will be different months. Okay, so for like these big companies, maybe sometimes they say, well, it is difficult. Of course, if it is possible, they have to do it. But if it is very difficult, need calculations, okay, they can do it in the other kind of year. طيب. Also, one of the common questions, Sheikh, I am 37, I am single, I am not married, I am trying to collect money because mushkila. So should I pay zakah? I'm collecting this money every month. I'm collecting money. Should I pay zakah? Yes, you should pay the zakah. This money for marriage, or also what is the common question? House. Okay. Jazakallah khair, mashallah, barakallah feek. Barakallah feek. Okay. This money for a house. Okay. Should I pay zakah? Yes, you should pay zakah. Why? Because if you remember, we mentioned there are conditions for the zakah. What are the conditions of zakah? You have you have the nisab. What's the nisab? Like the threshold. Okay, for the money, what equals to how many grams of gold? 85.5. Which gold? 24 karat. Okay, so I think nowadays for 1 gram it is 20 kd, صح? I think if you check now it is 20 kd. So how much? 85 grams? You don't need calculator. 1,700. Business, you should not use the calculator. شوف in business they use the calculator to cheat us. Already okay, they show you this calculator. طيب, so 1,700. Okay, if you have 1,700 or more, خلاص, you should pay the zakah after 1 year. So the nisab, 1 year, 1 Arabic year, you own the money. You can use the money, which is called in Arabic al-mulk at-tam. Mulk, you own the money. Mulk tam, it means you can use it. This is your money and you can use it, because sometimes you own the money but you cannot use it, صح? شلون? Give me example يعني. Huh?
Like someone you have to pay money debt.
Leave this is another issue, inshallah, I will come to this. I don't mean the share.
You have traveled and you're not able to take out the money.
Yes, sometimes you cannot, this is your money, but you cannot. Why? Because there is a case in the court. This is your money, but they say you need time. Okay, so yes, you need time. Maybe sometimes inheritance, okay, they need to sell a house after the father passed away or the mother passed away, so they put a case, they need to sell, and subhanallah, Corona came, they closed the court for 6 months, then it needs online appointment, so it took now 1 year, 2 years. You have, Habibi, you have how many? You have 200,000 dinar. صح? So after 2 years, should you pay zakah? No. Why? This is my money, but I cannot use it. I cannot use it. Or sometimes the company, what you call نهاية خدمة? Indemnity? Okay. نهاية خدمة. Okay. Maybe the company, they say, yes, we'll give you the money. But they like to use your money for their business. And they delay you. But already you have paper. This is your money. They delay. Should you pay the zakah after 1 year? No. I should not pay the zakah. Why? Yes, this is my money, but I cannot use it. Okay? So that's why they say al-mulk al-tam. They say al-mulk al-tam. So what do I mean about the point that you are collecting money for marriage or for a house? Can we apply these conditions? Yes. Okay, now, if you like to buy a house, how much? Don't speak about Kuwait, it is expensive. Okay, in India, how much the house? Abu Fatma, in Ambur, how much for the house? A small house.
10,000 dinar.
20? 10,000 dinar? Okay, 10,000 dinar. So now I am collecting. Now I have 9,000 dinar, and inshallah next year I will reach to 10,000 dinar. Wallah, very good. Can I give you now money? You buy house? Huh? I like one house, but without wife. House. طيب. So now I have 9,000 dinar. Where is the 9,000 dinar? In my account. Okay? For how many years? For 7 years I'm collecting this money. Can I use this money? Yes, it is my account. How many? Okay. Should I pay the zakat? Yes. Why? Because the conditions already there. So please, brothers, sisters, don't give the chance for the shaitan. What is this? You have 9,000 dinar and you say, Wallah, I am poor, I don't have a house, I should not pay zakah. How much for 9,000 dinar? How much? The zakah. Yalla, without calculator. 9,000 dinar. 175? Sorry, 225. 225. Subhanallah, you have 9,000 dinar and you are not able to pay 225 dinar, 225. شوف, the shaitan comes to you, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الشيطان يعيدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء. استغفر الله العظيم. This is shaitan. الشيطان يعيدكم الفقر. Shaitan promises you poverty. Be careful, if you pay, you cannot buy a house. Shouldn't if you pay, you cannot. It is only 200 dinar, 225. وَيَأْمُرُكُمْ بِالْفَحْشَاءِ. He tells you to be miser. فحشاء, the many scholars said, it means, الفحشاء means البخل. البخل, to be miser, stingy. Okay, or for marriage. No, Allah, difficult. Habib, pay the zakah. Allah will bless your life. Allah will bless you. Okay, what is the meaning of zakah? You remember? What is the meaning of zakah? Purification and to grow. An-nama. An-nama. What's the meaning of an-nama? Allah will increase. Allah will multiply your barakah. Will bless your wealth and health. طيب, so please, you have this money for house, for marriage, pay the zakah. And you know the problem in Kuwait, how much for the house? 400,000 dinar. Habib, you have 300,000 dinar in your account. And then you say, Wallah, no, I will not pay the zakah because there is a fatwa. Astaghfirullah al-azim. Okay, 300,000. You are not paying the zakah? Astaghfirullah al-azim. Wallahi, some people like that. They try to find any fatwa here or there. They pick the, no, house. The sheikh said no zakah because this money for the house. Okay, you have a fatwa from a sheikh, and what about the Quran? وَالَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ. And the point, for how many years this man was collecting the money? 300,000. Maybe 15 years, 16 years. Astaghfirullah. 15 years you are not paying the zakah? شنو هذا? What is this? Okay, why you don't buy a house 200,000? Buy a house 200,000. Buy a flat, apartment. No, wallah, I like to have a house like this building in Rumaitiyya and a corner. Shuf, this is shaitan. This is from the shaitan. Okay, so this is one of the important points. Please pay the zakah is not punishment. Siyam is not punishment. Qiyamul layl is not punishment. This is enjoyment. This is purification. This is a ibadah to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is very important. Okay. One of the points and the scholars mention about the zakah, should the children pay the zakah? Okay, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, رفع القلم عن ثلاث. Okay, الصغير حتى يحتلم. What's mean رفع القلم? يعني Allah will not, the angels will not write the sins on three categories. الصبي حتى يحتلم, the boy until he becomes puberty, to reach the puberty. So Al-Ahnaf said, خلاص, he should not pay the zakah. Why? Why he should pay the zakah? Why should he pay zakah? خلاص. Should he pray? No, he should not pray. We tell him as parents, as a father, I tell him to pray. But if he doesn't pray, sin? This is a sin for the boy? No, it is not a sin. We tell him to fast. If he doesn't fast? So this is the way of Al-Ahnaf. Majority of scholars said, no. He has to pay the, not he has to pay the zakah. His wali, his guardian, yani the father, should pay the zakah from his money. Why? They say because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ, take from their wealth. Allah did not say take from them. Take from أموالهم. So the scholars say that the salah is related to the body. As-siyam, fasting, related to your body. Al-hajj, your body. But zakah, money. So you are adult, you are child, you are crazy, you are insane, we don't care. Okay? So we will look at your money, your account. Okay? So do you have a money more than the nisab? Yes. Okay. After 1 year? Yes. Yalla. He should pay the zakah. But still he is only 2 years old. From where the money? He inherited the money, صح? Okay, or maybe his father is putting in his account every month certain amount of money. And also this is the point. Okay, there are many parents, they have account for their children and they are adding money. And also, you know, in Eid, they are putting the money in their account. So now, okay, it is only 200 KD. But maybe after 15 years, 17 years, maybe they reach to the nisab. So you should be careful, please. Don't forget the account of your children. This is one point. The other point, don't forget the gold of your daughters. Don't forget the gold of your daughters. Okay, so if it is bracelet, necklace, ring, gold, silver, you should be careful. Okay, if it is for if it belongs to your children. Of course, it depends on the intention. We will tell the mother, you bought this gold for your daughter or for yourself? Okay, this is the point. Please, sisters, if the sisters are listening. Okay, you go, okay, you take your wife there. Your wife says, okay, I will buy. Please, this should be clear. This should be clear. This gold for your wife or for your daughter? No, I bought, wallahi, I don't know. My wife told me to pay. خلاص, my job is to pay. صح? You agree or you don't agree? You don't agree. خلاص. Good. You should teach me a course. No, please, it should be clear. Why? Because there is a difference. If you say, wallahi, this ring for my daughter, and this ring for the other daughter, and the bracelet for this daughter, خلاص, it should be calculated after 1 year with the account of your daughter. So how much in her account? Wallah, you say 300 dinar. But how much gold she has? Maybe, you know, some people, they gift a gold for the daughter, صح? When we visit them, we give the gold. So you should collect the money, the gold, silver. How much? Maybe it reaches to the threshold. But maybe sometimes, mashallah, you have your daughter maybe 10 years old. And mashallah, her body, mashallah, يعني big, maybe like your wife, and your wife thin. So your wife is using the gold for herself and also for the daughter. Now we tell your wife, it should be clear, this ring the one in the finger of your daughter, this is your ring or her ring, it should be clear. Because sometimes she will give her the ring. Why? Because there is a party, because there is celebration. Only for this celebration. So, at the time of zakah, don't forget this ring. You should pay the zakah. Tamam? So please, gold, silver, money, you have to take care. طيب. So the opinion of the majority of scholars, even the children, the zakah should be paid from the wali. Who's the wali? Guardian, the father. Okay, if not the father, maybe the uncle, if he's passed away, the uncle, yeah, whatever, the brother, who's the wali. Why? Because the scholars say, the opinion of majority of scholars, it is related with the money, not the person. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ, their money. Tamam? And okay, we come to the point, and we mentioned many times, and the people asking about the loan. As we mentioned, the zakah is related with the money. So, I gave someone a loan. Should I pay the zakah, or he should pay the zakah? As we mentioned, the zakah is related with the money. So now I have 10,000 dinar. I'm saving money, so every year I'm paying the zakah. But this year, for example, Brother Hassan says, Sheikh Ahmed, wallah, I like to buy, I need a loan. Is it important to tell me for what? It is not important. Wallah, he likes to take this loan for marriage, for a car, for a school. This is not my issue. Okay. This 10,000 dinar. Now the 10,000 dinar, this my 10,000 dinar went to Brother Hassan. Okay, Hassan, after how many years? He said after 4 years. Now the money with him. Zakah related with, okay, now after 1 year, Hassan did not do anything with the money. It is with him at home or in his account. Okay, till now he did not take any decision to buy a car, to buy a house, nothing. Who should pay the zakah? He. Shaykh Ahmed, this is your money. Sah, it is my money, but I don't have mulk tam. I have the money, but this is my money, but it is not with me. Can I buy something with this money? No. But now, the money with Hassan, can he use the money? Yes. When they check his account, they found the 10,000. Yes. So people say, this is his money. Khalas. Okay, can I force him, give me this money? No, I cannot force. Why? Because it should be after 4 years. He should pay the money. Okay? After 1 year, after second year, he should pay the money. طيب. If he took this money, after 1 month, he bought a car. From Mubin, for example. So the 10,000 went to the Mubin. Who should pay the zakah? Mubin. After 1 year. So the zakah goes with the money. As simple as that. As simple as that. Because some scholars will ask people to, you'll find some opinions that you pay the zakah twice. Maybe I should pay the zakah and also Hassan should pay the zakah. But if the money, now this is if we do not finish the time, we do not finish the 4 years, but if the 4 years finish, now where is the money? With Hassan. The money with Hassan. After 4 years, he sent me a message or he called me, Sheikh Ahmed, your money is ready, please come. Or give me your account number. Or because it is a big amount, we should go to the bank or check something. I said, inshallah, 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 inshallah. Okay. This case, who should pay the zakah? I should pay the zakah. Why? Because the 4 years finish and he is ready to give me the money. So who should pay the money now? The zakah? I should pay the zakah. It is not his responsibility. Because the 4 years finished and he said, your money is ready, but I am lazy. Tamam? So at the beginning, I'm talking about the first 4 years. But after the 4 years finished and the money is ready and he is ready to give me the money, he should not pay the zakah. I should pay the zakah. Okay, so I tell him, okay, Hassan, inshallah, 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 but please, okay, 10,000 with you, khalas, I am paying the zakah. I should pay the zakah. Even the money, I did not get the money from him. طيب, I hope this is clear. طيب. One of the common questions. This is money. The zakah should be money. this is gold, zakah should be gold. And of course, what is like the gold? Money. So if you have gold, you can't pay the zakahs. Money. Many people ask, should we buy food from the zakah? We say, please, the zakah should be like your money or your wealth. What you have farm, so your zakah dates, you give dates. You have camels, you give camels or sheep. Cows, you give cows. Sheikh, we like to buy food for them. Please, no. You go to the poor and you give them the money. It is not your right. This is khalas. This is my money. So I calculate the zakah. Okay, now this is the zakah. This is now not my money. This is not my right. It should go to the poor. You give this money to the poor and let him do whatever he likes with this money. He likes to buy food. He likes to pay the rent. He likes to buy medicine. It's up to him. Okay? So please don't try to use the money in your way. Give it as well. But you know, when people ask me like this question, I say, if you are an Islamic center, okay, you should find a fatwa. What do I mean you should find fatwa? For example, like Sheikh Muhtamin mentioned, rahimahullah, maybe there are orphans. No parents, no father, no mother. And they are young, 5 years old, 6 years old. Imagine if you go to him and you put, this 300 KD zakah. What he is going to do? I will buy an iPhone. صح? So it will be very bad for him. Where is the maslahah? So like this case, he said, you can buy the food for him. You can pay the rent, or you can buy, for example, if they live in the border, you buy a tent for them, a bed, something like that. Why? Because this is for their maslahah, for their benefit. Okay? So that's why I said, you need, like these situations, you need a fatwa. Okay? But, for example, well, I know my neighbor, okay, but he's a man. And he has a wife, he has children. You go and you give him the money. Khalas. Wallah, he will buy cigarettes. Give his wife. Khalas. But don't try to use the money in your way. No, I will go to the owner of the building and I pay the rent. Okay? Basically, we should not do that. Okay, so this is very important. I know nowadays you can notice every day the Lijan, okay, all the Islamic centers sharing, okay, we have a project and they put a stamp, تجوز الزكاة. This is the magic. تجوز الزكاة. Okay, this is the magician word. Okay, this is a magic word. If you see the stamp, تجوز الزكاة, خلاص, a lot of money comes. Okay, well, this is fitna, huh? If you work in Islamic centers, how to get money? Good business, huh? For some people, yes, good business. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. You should be careful, wallah. You should be careful. Some people, wallah, they are using the Islamic centers or the charity centers. This is good business. Okay, they collect money and they take maybe 30% of the charity. Do you know how much 30%? Imagine if there is a project 10,000 dinar, you take about 3,000 dinar. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. مشكلة هذا. مشكلة when people misuse the religion. And this money should go to the people, the poor people. Okay? And okay, also you are needy, but it should not be greedy this way. It should be well organized. It should be well organized. طيب. طيب. Zakat al-Ratib. Many times people ask about the zakah of the salary. There is nothing in Islam called Zakat al-Ratib. Nothing in Islam. Ya Kal Abu Salih. Alaykum salam. Nothing in Islam, okay, if you check the books of hadith, books of tafsir, you will not find zakah of your salary. Nothing like that. But this is something recently came. Because people, why people ask? Because there are many people, every month they save some money. They save maybe 2%, 3%, more or less. How can we pay the zakah of our salary? So number one, there is nothing called zakat salary, zakah of your salary in Islam. But because you are saving money every month, and you already have money. So now I have in my saving account, let's say 5,000. So 5,000 more than the nisab or less? More than the nisab. And every month I'm saving 100 KD. And my zakat in Ramadan, for example. And I saved 100 KD Sha'ban, 100 in Rajab. Okay, so for the 100 I saved in Sha'ban, the zakah should be in next Sha'ban. And the one in Rajab should be next Rajab. How should I pay the zakah? Say, there is something to make it easier for you. It is not wajib. To make it easier for you, you check your date of zakah. It is 15th of Ramadan. So you check your account, how much money do you have, and you pay the zakah. To make it easy. Not wajib, this is to make it easy. But if someone said, no, I'm working in the bank, I want everything, one fills. Everything exact. This is his right. This is his right. Okay? We will not say, no, you should not be like, no, this is his right. Because basically it is haram. We take the money from people without a right. It should be min tib nafs. What does it mean tib nafs? By their own desire. You should not force people. Okay? So we tell you, khalas, you have the zakah every Ramadan. But because you are saving every month, we tell you every month you should pay zakah. So you are saving 100 KD every month, so every month you pay how much zakah? Every month. 2.5 dinar. You pay 2.5 dinar. You like to do that like that? Okay, it's up to you. If you like, he said, oh, okay, I'm happy with that, and it is easy for me. I can do this online. But of course, if you do it online, you need the intention. This is very important. The intention of zakah. The intention of zakah. And this will bring to one question. One sister asked question, maybe I do not understand exactly the question, but let's say it. She said, by mistake, I paid, or my friend paid, more than the amount of zakah. So can I consider the extra amount as a zakah for the next year or something like this? So mainly we need the intention for the zakah. Why? Because the zakah is a ibadah, is a worship. The zakah is a worship. So for example, السلام عليكم. الشيخ تركي. أنا عندي بس محاضرة الحين. أكلمك أقول محاضرة؟ يا السلام عليكم. Sorry. Because he's calling this mobile the other mobile. طيب. What we are saying about the intention, yes. The intention. So, for example, I calculated my zakah. How much my zakah? Okay. I should pay 1,000 dinar. Okay. So, I paid 1,000 dinar as zakah. Then I told my wife, said, why, mashallah, 1,000 dinar? You have 40,000 dinar? You are in trouble. You said, wallah, I'm miskin. I don't have, only I have 4,000 dinar. So, it was what? It was a mistake. I should pay 100 KD, but I paid 1,000. Okay, so Zallah khair. No, you are hiding. This is, you'll have a fight with your wife. Okay, no, you have 40,000, you are hiding. Okay, this is another problem. So now you paid 10 times your zakah with the intention of zakah. So we can tell you, khalas, inshallah, you can assume that as for the next year. Because we said it is allowed to pay the zakah for the next year. But if you pay something as a charity, then you say, okay, no, khalas, this is my zakah. No. Okay, someone said, we like to, wallah, this brother, he has a problem. Okay, yalla, this is 100 KD. Then after one day I was calculating, yesterday I paid 100, خلاص, this is my zakah. I said, no. حياك الله بالصلاة, جزاك الله خير. Your intention was zakah or optional sadaqah? No, it was optional sadaqah. So in this case, you cannot change your intention. It should be from the beginning. The intention should be from the beginning, because many times people say, no, yesterday I paid something, last week I paid something. No, your intention was zakah or not? No, it was not zakah. And also another point, that can I pay the zakah? Can I consider the salary of my maid as a zakah? No, please. Yeah, for example, you have a company, or you have a driver, or you have a maid, and she is poor. Every month you are paying the salary. But in Ramadan, خلاص, you tell her this is the salary and your intention zakah. You are cheating Allah, astaghfirullah al-azim. No, this is not allowed. You should pay the salary. If you like to give zakah, another 100 KD. Or whatever your zakah. So it is not allowed you give your employees their salaries from your zakah. Okay? Please don't cheat, because subhanallah, people try to escape the zakah anyway. Or they pay the zakah, also another point, and wallah, you feel sorry. You feel sorry when you hear or when you read this question. Sheikh, I pay zakah for my father, astaghfirullah al-azim. Wallah, you feel very sorry. Okay? It is not, as a rule, it is not allowed to escape the zakah. Okay, because what is the point that when you give your zakah as a salary for your driver, or for your employee, or you give your father a zakah, it means you are escaping the zakah. The scholars say you should not give the zakah for your furu' or usul. Usul, your origin. Furu' your branch. What is the meaning of your origin? Father and mother, parents. Your furu' branches, children. Okay, you should not pay. Why? Because this is my duty. So don't escape from your duty. You give them money from your own money. The zakat should be for someone else. Okay, so they say furu' usul. Okay, husband, wife. You pay the zakah husband, wife? Husband should not pay zakah for wife, but wife? Yes. Why? Because always the husband miskin. He's miskin. So not always. No, it is allowed if the husband is poor. Okay, the wife can pay him the zakah. Why? Because it is not her duty to pay the rent and the food and the other things. This is not her duty. You should pay. You have a salary. No, she should not pay the money. If she has million dinar, okay, we cannot force the wife to pay the husband the rent, for the rent or for the food. The basics should be paid by the husband. The luxury things, the accessory, these things, okay. As a husband, I tell my wife, Allah, sorry, I will pay, for example, a rent for, it is enough for us 2 bedrooms. No, this is small. No, this khalas. We have only 1 kid. Why should I pay a rent for 4 bedrooms? No, sorry, I will not pay. She said, well, khalas, I will add. This is up to her. Then she has to pay. Why? Because she chose. She chose this. So the husband should not pay the wife zakah, but the opposite, yes. But of course, this is as a rule, but as al-ishra bil-ma'ruf, as a reasonable life, as a kindness, we tell the wife, please help your husband. It is it is a pain that when the husband takes the zakah from his wife. Okay, of course, we will not say haram, but it is a pain. It is pain if the husband takes from his wife. So this is one of the points. Back to the point, the intention. The wife has gold. She said, Sheikh, I cannot pay the zakah, I don't have money. Please, sister, you have 300 grams of gold. Sure, you don't have money. How much 300 grams of gold? Then she said, I don't have money. شنو you don't have money 300 grams of gold يعني how much يعني 6,000 more than 6,000 or 6,000 dinar. You don't have money, حرام عليه والله. You should fear Allah, اتق الله. طيب, she means I don't have cash money. Okay, خلاص, you can give يعني the gold as zakah. Of course, it is not only one piece. You have many pieces. You give as zakah. No, my husband should pay the zakah. Wallah, I'm a miskin. Everything the husband. Okay, no, he should not pay the zakah. He should not pay the zakah. It is not wajib. Because I remember one of the questions, they were fighting. No, you have to pay the zakah. Astaghfirullah. Why I should pay the zakah? Khalas, yani enough. The rent and the food, everything. And also your zakah. Give me your gold and I pay the zakah. Really, I'm not joking. She enjoying the gold and I'm paying the zakah? Yes.
Quick question. What if wife and husband, you have shared account? So your income, you both earn, you both put your money into this account. It's together, same money. When it comes to the zakat, do you just want that split equally? One person give, one person give? Or?
Khalas, we said it is related with the money. Okay, this account. For example, me and my wife, and maybe my son also, he's working, all of us, we are 3 or 4, we are putting in this account to buy a house. Khalas, we should take the money from this. But everyone should know, because the intention is important. The intention is important. So please, sisters, you have the gold, you pay the zakah. You don't have a cash money, you can sell part of your gold. Or you can give as a gold. Maybe you have small pieces, you give the gold. So if you have 300 grams, how much you should give? 7.5, صح? 7.5 grams of gold. You said, no, I have only large pieces, mashallah. My husband should pay. You should request from him. You should, please, can you pay my zakah because I don't have cash money? طيب. You should not force him. طيب. I pay the zakah, for example, I know how much my wife has. She has, for example, 300 grams of gold. I know from last year, and she did not add anything. So now I come to the lajna, I pay the zakah. You should inform your wife. Okay? Because as I mentioned, zakah is a worship. She has to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by paying the zakah. So you should inform her. Okay? Now it is the time of your zakah. Please pay your zakah. And I'm ready to pay your zakah. Okay, 7.5 grams of gold, it will be, how much? It will be, 150 KD? About 150 KD. But it is not 24 kirat, it is 22, صح? In India they like 22. سوق الوطنية. Okay? It is called الوطنية and Indian people there. صح? You know الوطنية or you don't know? Because my maid one time she asked that there. Okay, it is 22 kirat, so it will be less. Not 150, it will be less, maybe 130. There is, please, sisters, now in Bayt al-Zakah, they have a website. They made it very easy for you to calculate. Go for this application or for the website, you put Bayt al-Zakah, and they will tell you exactly. Your gold is 21, 22, it is 18 kirat. You put how much grams of gold, then it will give you how much you should pay the zakah. طيب. So if the husband wants to pay the zakah, you should inform your wife. طيب. So this is very important. طيب. Another thing, counting the zakah for others. I noticed this mistake. Okay, this is especially for the lajna, those who are working in the Islamic centers, the charity centers. طيب. You can see this mizan, what do you call the scale. Okay, so the ladies will come, or maybe the husband will bring the gold of his wife. Okay, please, how much the zakah we should pay? So the man will take this. How many grams? 200 grams. Okay, so you should pay 5 grams of gold. How much 5 grams of gold? 5 multiplied by 20. How much? 100 KD. Yalla, your zakah 100 KD. Habibi, what is this? How many mistakes this man did? Number one, he did not check how many karats this gold. He checked with the highest price, the 24 karat. But this gold is 18 karat. Okay? So this is the first mistake. The second mistake, usually the gold, or sometimes the gold with stones. Habibi, yes, it is 20, it is, for example, 100 grams, but the stones, 10 grams. Okay, the man who's working, the employee, this is sadaqah, no problem. No problem if you pay from your pocket, not from my pocket. Wallah, I'm not joking. This is a mistake. This is haram. This is haram. It is not allowed for me as employee to take the money from people and, okay, this is sadaqah fi sabilillah. Fi sabilillah should be from your account, not from my account. Why I brought my gold here? Because I want the exact amount of money. How should I pay? So it is important to know, okay, which qirat and the stones. Okay, so what I know generally, the lajna don't know. Okay, maybe bet zakat more accurate. But to be more accurate, okay, maybe you keep the fatura with you, the bill, because they write everything, صح? In the fatura when you buy the gold. They write how many qirat and how many grams of gold without the stones. Or if you don't have this paper, you go to the shops of gold and they will tell you exactly. They can tell you exactly how much the gold, because this is very important. طيب. Okay, I stop here if you have questions.
Question here.
Yes.
For those of us who are either unemployed or on minimum wages or working only a few days per week, if someone is earning the equivalent of 60 KD per week, how much is the zakah for such person?
The zakah of the 60 KD?
Yeah, she is asking per week 60 KD.
We
240 per week.
Okay, we mentioned the zakah should be after 1 year, 1 Arabic year, 1 lunar year. Okay, so if you are earning 60 KD every week, but you are consuming, you are using the money, خلاص, no zakat. My salary may be 10,000 dinar, but at the end of the month I don't have any money. Should I pay zakah? No zakah. So if you are using the zakah, the money, no zakah. But if you are saving, okay, then as we mentioned the rules, if you reach to the threshold, the nisab, then you have to pay the zakah after 1 year. And what you are adding every month, okay, then or what you are adding every week, or what you are adding every day, okay, maybe the person is saving every day. Saving, now in the banks, there is like, they put a plan for you. You like to save every week or every month or every day, صح? So it depends. Something automatically. Some of the banks, or maybe all of the banks. Okay? So every week you pay the zakah. Every month you pay the zakah if you are saving. Okay?
Second, I am a government service holder. From my salary, I deposit a part of DSOP fund, which will be given to me after the retirement. Should I include that money in my zakat calculation? Okay,
we say they in your company, or sometimes they do some kind of insurance. Can you use this money? You cannot use the money. You cannot use the money. If you cannot use the money, خلاص, you don't pay the zakah.
Same guy, one more question. As I am in Kuwait mission, from my salary, 10% is supposed to be taken by my Bahrain government, BD government. For some problems, government is not taking money for last 2 years. They are telling we take later together. So now I have 2000 KD of my government. Should I include? This is my zakat calculation.
Okay, you have the 2000 dinar now with you. The government told you they will take the money later. Okay, but now where is the money? The money with me. Okay, more than the nisab. After 1 year, I have to pay the zakah. Why? Because the question, can he use the money?
He's still in past 2 years he have.
I know. The government said we will take later, but now can he use this money? خلاص, if he can use the money, خلاص. If he said no, I don't want to use the money because later they will take. But the point is, can you use the money or not? Yes, I can. You pay the zakah.
What's the nisab for salary?
Sorry?
Nisab for salary, silver or gold? what's the basis for nisab?
The nisab?
Rahib. For the salary, what's the nisab? Silver or gold?
Okay, some scholars said, what is the nisab? Silver. Other scholars said, شوف, in Saudi, what is their fatwa? The nisab according to what is less. So now what is less? Silver. In Kuwait, the fatwa is with the gold. Why? They said because the gold is more stable. And if you check now, okay, now how much the nisab for the gold? We said about 1,700 KD. طيب. If you come to the nisab of the sheep, how many sheep? 40. Okay, how much for 40?
400.
No, 40 sheep. Yeah, now if you take the cheap sheep, let's say 50 KD, صح? 50 KD. So how much for 40? 2,000. So it is about the gold. Okay, the 5 camels. Everyone, let's say 500 KD or 400 KD. It is between 2,000 and 2,500. Okay, 30 cows. Also something more than 3,000. Okay, if you come to the silver, it was 600 grams of silver. How much? Maybe 200 KD. So there is a big difference. So that's why they say, no, we'll consider the gold because the silver now is very down. And there is a big difference. The gold to about 1,700 and the silver 200 only. Sheep, camels, cows, all them more than 2,000. So that's why they take, no, we'll take the gold because it is more stable than the silver. If someone said, well, no, well, I want to be safe, I will pay according to that. So it's up to you.
Sheikh, if you link that same example that you gave with the question that was asked. Now this 2,000 KD that this person is having, it's actually not belonging to that person. He's supposed to give it back to the government. Now the same example that you gave, you gave me a loan, I have the loan to be returned to you, but you're not taking it. I am not liable.
No. This is, I think, different.
Okay.
Because the money with him, and it is his money, and the government say, we will take from you. It is not a loan. It is not a loan.
If he's spending that money, he's not saving it.
خلاص, no zakah.
No zakah.
If he is spending the money. Yes. But he will be in trouble later, how to give them back.
Sheikh, one more question. Now let's say as a routine, I give somebody else to disperse the zakah. Let's say in another country. As a routine, I give this person. He is not eligible for a zakah because he is well-to-do, let's say, for example. But he is the one who is dispersing the zakah. But one...
You know that he is not eligible for the zakah?
Yes, I
you know. Okay.
But then, in one instance, when you give him, he was in a situation where he, because of corona, loss of job, lost business, whatnot, he consumed the zakah. What happens to him?
Okay, the point is, yani he's keeping the money with him. Okay, now I have zakah money, so I give this zakah money to my friend. So I told him, please distribute this money for the poor people. When I gave him the money, he's not poor. Okay, so do you mean he delayed the money? Delayed the zakah after 1 month, 2 months? He did not distribute the money?
No, not like that. Last year when I gave him, he dispersed it.
Alhamdulillah.
This year when I gave, he didn't.
Because he is poor?
Because he's
Khalas. He can take. Because what you said to him, you said give to the poor, and he is poor. Khalas.
Sheikh, I have one question.
Yes.
Sheikh, if we give money to our friend and he will give the zakat in his country, so friend is not poor, but can he take something from the zakat as an admin? He said like I am.
No. عاملين عليها. No. Okay, this is also, I think someone also asked the same question. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned there 8 categories. Okay, those we give them the zakah. One of them, al-amilun alayha. Those who work in the zakah. They collect, they save, they distribute, they calculate. Okay, they are like employees from the government. Something like that. But I give my friend, please, do you know any poor people? Okay, or maybe he knows and he has time and he is experienced. So please, this is my zakah. You give to the poor. Then he takes one part takes, for example, 2%, 3% of the money for him because he's distributing? No, that's not allowed. It's not allowed.
Can we use for iftar sign the zakat money?
As I mentioned, this point, can we use zakah money for iftar sa'im? What we mentioned, zakah should go to the poor as zakah, money.
No, they are poor.
We give them money. Okay, there are 2 points about the iftar sa'im. About iftar sa'im, feeding the poor, providing the breakfast, there are 2 problems or 2 points. Number 1, the zakah money should go to the poor as money. This is 1 point. Another point, who is eating? Yeah, for example, if you are talking about Kuwait, Muslims and non-Muslims. So this is another problem. Muslim
Where they are eligible, where they are all the yatim, all these things.
mainly we should give them as money. We give them as money. Okay, if there is, يعني, as I mentioned, there are orphans, poor and orphans, we should have a fatwa, okay, from Lajna, from scholars. Can we buy the food for them? Because it will be, because you know, sometimes it is cheaper. Because if I give this poor man the money, 10 KD, maybe he will buy only 10 chicken. Okay, but if I buy for him because I'm buying jumla, شنو جملة? Stock, wholesale, I can buy maybe 20 pieces. So can we do this? We need fatwa. We do for them.
My question was like if I have to pay the zakah to, and I don't know any poor person, and like you mentioned before that nowadays there are not authentic people who are doing the zakah. So how can who can I pay the zakah?
Okay, the zakah should go to the correct person. Number 1, I should make sure I ask. Okay, how can I ask? Maybe I have a neighbor. My neighbor was working, but because of Corona, he lost his job. So he is struggling. And also my wife is visiting his wife. So it is clear for us. Okay, I have a friend at work, maybe the cleaner at work, someone in the masjid. If I don't know, I can check with my friend. Do you know anyone poor eligible to take the zakah? Like that. And of course, I should not go and ask in details and I check, I go to his house. Okay, something reasonable. Yes.
I calculated zakah, but not correctly, but almost similar, means what I have given. And it's finished. And I gave more than my zakah, okay? And some person will come and ask, give me the zakat, and we should pay him as a zakat. It is calculated in zakat, or it will be in sadaqah or something like that.
After giving your zakah,
Yeah.
someone came.
Yeah.
Okay, already you paid your zakah. If you like to give him from zakah, you can calculate this for the next year. So for example, your zakah, how much your zakah? Wallah, you calculate your zakah 500 KD. So after you distribute your zakah, someone came and you gave him 100 as zakah. So next year, you give 400 only, not 500.
But if my wish, I want to give zakah, and that is it up to us, right? We can give more also, right?
Yes, of course. If you like to give more, jazakallah khair. It's up to you.
Take one more question. Should we pay zakat on properties? This I am not aware of it.
Like what properties?
Meaning, it is giving rent to us. There is a
Rent?
Yeah.
Every month?
Yeah.
If you are getting every month an amount of money, as we mentioned, if you are saving this amount of money for 1 year, so after 1 year you pay the zakah. But I'm getting the rent. Every month I'm getting 200 KD and consuming this, no zakah. Okay?
Can we carry forward or deduct bad debts for next year's zakat calculation? Carry forward or deduct bad debts? Bad debts.
Bad debts is
Sorry?
I'm not sure about that.
Sorry, one
The
person.
has given the loan, but he is not expecting it to return. He's not expecting
We mentioned, okay, I gave this money, okay, someone asked me for a loan. So I gave him, for example, 5,000 dinar, and I'm sure he will not. I have 1% that he will return the money, but 99% خلاص. في سبيل الله. Okay, so as we mentioned, the zakah is related with the money. خلاص, the money with him. If he is saving the money, he should pay the zakah. If he is consuming the money, then he should not pay the zakah, and also I should not pay the zakah. That's it.
No, Sheikh. The question is, I think he is trying to
Yeah,
compensate.
carry forward.
Meaning that now I have to pay zakah, let's say 500 KD. I have already given 200 KD for somebody. I know he's not going to pay me. So out of the 500 KD, can I consider that 200 KD?
No. Okay.
Carry forward.
Again, so okay. Back to this. I gave this person, someone. I gave him 500 KD as loan. Okay, so he should return the money after 1 year. So now after 3 years, he did not return the money. Okay, how much? 500. Okay, now how much? Now my zakah. I am paying my zakah 500 KD. So khalas, this year I will not pay the zakah. Why? Because already I borrowed him. I lent him for 500. Okay, so this is my zakah. Khalas. So I call this person. Assalamu alaikum. Khalas. No need to return because this is zakah. No, it's not allowed. Why? Because you lost the hope to get the money from him. Okay, so you want, remember, why you are doing this plan? To escape the zakah. So this is the point. So if you are trying to escape the zakah, remember the Yahud, a'udhu billah, remember the Jews. Always they like to escape from the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So please don't imitate the Yahud. Pay your zakah, Allah will give you more.
Sheikh, my last question.
Don't say last question.
From my side,
From your side, okay.
the wife's position of gold. If it's crossing the threshold, she has to pay.
Yes.
If it's not crossing the threshold, then the husband is not responsible for the.
Both sides, he's not responsible, the husband. Okay?
He's earning his, right? If the husband is saving in his account, he has to pay zakat for this, right?
The gold belongs to the wife or the husband?
The wife.
Khalas, don't care about the wife. Do you have a wife? Okay. Okay. Maskeen. Okay, but there is a point. She has the gold. Okay, she has 80 grams of gold, but also she is saving maybe 500 KD. She has to add. Okay?
And she's responsible.
Yes, khalas. We have enough responsibilities. We are maskeen. Yes. Khalas? You are afraid?
I think in the Desi crowd, there's this common thing. Zakat calculations require some sort of sitting down calculation. Then, you take care of how much money you've given. Maybe it's an investment. You have 2-3 businesses. You've invested this much money here, this much money. Currently, the value of the business, one is higher, one is lower. So people don't go through all of this headache. So what people do is they'll say, okay, I invested this much, whatever. This business is up, okay, add little. This is down, okay, keep it like this. They don't go through the process of the calculations and stuff like this. But at the end of the day, I think the value will be more than what they are supposed to pay. Is this okay, or is this better to go through the process and do your calculations properly?
Okay, if I have a company, I have business. Okay, anyone has a big business, he's doing his account and he's doing his calculation, his profits and sah. So we should not ignore the zakah.
No, this person as an investor, he's not into the operation of the...
Okay, we can tell the company to calculate the zakah for him. He cannot tell them that like that. I mean, he should do an effort. Okay, if he is paying the zakah and he is sure this is more than the zakah, alhamdulillah.
It's okay.
Okay, yes.
Even though
if he is sure,
he is not making an effort.
he should make an. I mean, this is as we mentioned. This is a ibadah. Okay, I like to pray. Khalas, I will pray without wudu. I don't want to make an effort. Khalas, I will pray. For example, what is Asr 4 rak'ah? I will do 6 rak'ah, but without wudu. Maisir. Okay, he should do some effort. He should do some effort. He can tell them, please, I am investing, but please, you should calculate the zakah for me.
Sister, if a person being
Sister, before you, khalas.
If a person is being foolish with their money but not spending wisely, Allah knows that they could pay zakat, but now the person has nothing left at the end of each month. What is the ruling on this? That means he is...
Yeah, and this person he is not saving money.
He's not saving money. He is
No zakah.
Extra, يعني.
Like now many people you are using excessive. خلاص. Okay. I mean he's not saving money.
Not saving.
خلاص no zakat. If he doesn't save money. The zakah only for the saving money.
Our intention is because he is using excessive money, this is not.
If the point is wasting the money is haram. Haram. Okay, but if we come to the point of zakah, okay, the zakah only for the saving money. Saved money, yes. Salman, he's maskin there.
If someone approached to you and they said like we want to build a house, not a house like just a one bedroom, and they're very poor. So can we give zakat to them? They're very poor, but they want the money to have a small room and a kitchen. Can we give them the money?
Yes, someone needs the money to build a house.
Yes.
Something reasonable. Okay, you give them from the money, from the zakah. I mean.
Okay, there are, like, you cannot give zakat to the non-Muslims. Right?
Zakah mainly for the Muslims. Yes, mainly for the Muslims.
And people who are doing shirk, like in our families we have people who are doing shirk.
If they reach to the level, they are not Muslims, خلاص, we don't give them the zakah. If they are Muslims but they are doing major shirk, they are Muslims but they are doing major sins, but they are within the circle of Islam, we can give them the zakah. That's it.
Sir, about combining that if combining gold with money, let's say 80 grams of gold, and remaining she has, let's say 400, 500 kg. What about gold and silver?
No, يعني gold and silver, everyone alone. Everyone alone. Silver alone, the gold alone.
And silver and money?
We said the gold is related, money is related with the gold.
Okay, not with the silver.
As a currency?
No, as a currency, yes.
That's because the silver price is too.
Sorry?
That's because the silver, the price of silver is.
Yes.
Just to clarify what Tanvir was asking. Now, this is an investor, right? You said an investor. So this investor is investing in a project or a company or something. So which means that money has already gone from him to the investor.
Yes.
So it's not in his position. So does the money belong to that investment or the company?
No, this is his money.
His money, but
He's getting the profits. He's getting the profits.
So Sheikh, you have to pay from the profit, not from the investment.
It depends what kind of investment, because also يعني, this is called zakat urud al-tijar. This is another issue, long issue. Okay, so it depends what kind of investment. Okay, because if the investment, wallahi, the investment is to build houses or buildings and rent.
Okay.
So then, whatever you get from the profits, if you are using this, if you are consuming this, no zakah. If you are saving, you pay the zakah. But
from the investment capital is a big amount. Now, if you are building a house,
if it, as we mentioned, يعني, I have this building, it is 100 floors, okay, and my intention is to get the money from the rent.
yes.
I don't have to pay the zakah of the building itself. The building may be 3 million dinar.
Exactly.
I will not pay for the zakah for this building. Like the restaurant, I will not pay the zakah of the oven and the dishes and this. How much profits I have after 1 year? If I'm saving the money after 1 year, I pay the zakah.
Money is already spent.
Yes.
You give the example that you give someone the money and now you're not liable to give the zakah. Because someone borrowed that money from you and now you don't pay the zakat for it, they have to pay the zakat. But what if
the money is still with them after 1 year?
now they took the money and instantly they bought a house and he is paying 500 KD, 200 KD, little by little.
Yes.
So is there a zakat coming over here?
خلاص, if this money with me, I'm saving the money, then I should pay the zakah.
But it came as, for example, only 500 KD came to you.
Okay, now I have 500 KD. No, if it is the only money, because sometimes I have money, okay, and I'm adding this to me.
Okay.
But if it is the only money, so every month he's paying me 500 KD, and I'm using this. Next month 500, I'm using no zakah. But if I'm saving again 500, 1,000, 1,500, when you reach to the nisab, you pay the zakah.
And the person who has bought the house, there is no zakat on him because he doesn't have actual savings.
صح. جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيكم.